Hello there, YouTube. How y'all doing? It's your boy Nameless back at it again with a banger of a video. And before I say anything, I just want to clear some stuff up. It's been like what, 12 days, I guess, in a sense. And yeah, the reason I've not uploaded is because I'm not busy. Well, I am sort of busy with other stuff, but it's not like I'm too busy or I have other shit to do or something happened. Well, something did happen, but it's not what you would expect, to be honest. See, when I try to record anything, there's a file for that, right? And when I access that file, it usually comes up as like a VLC player. That's what I have as my default. Well, that VLC file, every single goddamn time, always gets corrupted. Either the audio is fucked, or I cannot even open the damn fucking player. Which was so infuriating because I didn't even know that happened. So I made multiple recordings, yeah, hours worth of content, and I just had it stored. The next day, I was going to edit every single one of them and then put out these videos in a scheduled manner because that's what I used to do. And then if I do that, I'll have even more time to make more videos so that I can push out more content. You get what I'm saying? But then no, of course. Me being a dumbass, I didn't even notice that the files are being corrupted for no apparent reason. All those fucking recordings is just down the drain, and I've been trying to fix my recording software so much because I don't want to switch. This recording software is the only reason why my audio sounds not shit. That's clearing out the way. I think I fixed the problem. I don't know, really. This is like what, the eighth time I'm recording? Not the same thing. I recorded plenty of other like different videos. I'm just gonna start with something easy that like I already have like a big plan for, which is going to be the manga part of what if Isagi achieved Metavision early, since y'all really wanted it. God, I made so many videos. I finished the Ten Shadows Deku series. I made new Isagi what ifs. I even made a Naruto what if. Yeah, I'm putting it all there. Either way, you're gonna watch it. So I even made a Naruto what if. I finished the Deku series. I made new Isagi series. But no, my recording software just had to fail me. That was infuriating. Well, anyways, leaving my yapping aside, let's get into the what if. So we start this what if off right where we left off, of course, when Isagi won the U20 match. Well, Blue Lock won the U20 match. And after the U20 arc is done, we now move on to when the Blue Lockers are, when the Blue Lockers hang out between the NEL and the U20 match, where they all go to different places, because literally they have been trapped inside Blue Lock for months and months on end without no contact to the outside. To which it seems like, oh my god, that is so cruel. And the Kaneshiro just made light work of it. The Blue Lockers seem fine for some reason, since they haven't seen their families or anybody for months on end. So yeah, leaving that aside, it's just fiction, so who cares, am I right? The Blue Lockers are hanging out, and then they're missing a key player, or a key person. That is Isagi Yoichi. They ask, hey, where the hell is Isagi? And then Bachiro chimes in saying, yeah, I sent him like many texts, he didn't even respond to a single one of them. And speaking of Isagi, let's move on to him, yeah? We see Isagi in a training field, in Blue Lock, of course, the Blue Lock facility. We see him still training, still improving, because after the U20 match, he realized that he has to get stronger. He can get stronger. He will get stronger. And then these little distractions won't help him. If he's going to be number one, he's going to see it through, no matter what. When he's doing that, we see the doors behind him open up and a certain someone comes through them. And that certain someone says, well, would you look at that? If it isn't Isagi Yoichi, you've gotten way stronger than the last time we met. And Isagi turns around and said, good to see you too, Pablo. Yep, we got Pablo Cavazos in the house, training Isagi or training with Isagi. We're not gonna get over that just yet. Instead, we're gonna move on to the next arc, the NEL arc. the one y'all been waiting for so goddamn long. Almost what, 50 days now? Moving on. We now go into the NEL, and there's one main thing that's going to change. The rest are all going to be the same, and that is the addition of Kira Ryosuke. Yep, Kira Ryosuke is going to be in the NEL because, duh, he was in the U20 match, therefore he'll be in the NEL. And Igaguri is out the Blue Lock program from day one instead of Kira. So it's going to be Kira instead of Igaguri, not in Bastard Munshin, but actually in FC Barca. I had some time to think about it. Like before the recording, I was like, where the hell am I going to place Kira? Bastard Munshin? Yeah, that would be like a very obvious plain route. Manshine City? Yeah, they do need some players. Nagi and Ryo cannot carry the whole team. And Ubers, yeah, they've got insane defense and bottles there. Sendo too, I guess. So that's not really that important. PXG is just a complete waste. The only reason why PXG was able to improve was because Rin and Shido improved on their own. But then I thought, oh my god, how could I forget about FC Barca? They're going 4 and 0, and they might go 5 and 0 with the latest chapter because Nagi has to evolve and win, right? So yeah, they might go 5 and 0. So I was like, why not? Why not make FC Barca a bit better? Maybe give them a fighting chance with Kira. Yeah, so that's my explanation, my reasoning. Just for plot sakes, is not. I'd say even with plot sakes, I'd say Kira would choose FC Barca because Kira's personality just aligns with FC Barca, the free chaotic style that I've developed since we don't know jack shit about Kira other than he was said to be the jewel of Japan, the I don't know, Japanese football jewel or whatever the fuck he was called. So they had high hopes for him. He was supposed to be a talented player, but then he got his shit rocked by Isagi from day one. That got me thinking. He's just an empty canvas right now. We can draw any masterpieces we want. We can make him a bottle player, we can make him a Rin type player, we can make him a Isagi type player, we can make him a Barcha type player. But I went a little bit different. I went a little bit different in the sense of giving him an original power up, which was every time he gets amped up during the match, his abilities rise, and every time he gets despaired or like he gets anxious or gets nervous or there's fear, his abilities go down. So basically, he's an adrenaline junkie. The moment he's high on dopamine, the moment he's high on that adrenaline, he is unstoppable to a certain extent. But then, if the challenge is too much, he can't do shit. His abilities will keep on dwindling and dwindling. Something gets him excited. Yeah, definitely. My boy's gonna shine. So, yeah. With a chaotic and, emotion filled team of FC Barca, the liberating sense that comes from Lavinio, I'd say it was perfect. Because Manshine City's ordeal is all pushed through with your physical strength. Uber's is calculated plays, there's no chaotic environment to it. PXG is just do whatever the fuck you want. Master Munchen is like literally the same but a little bit better. And yeah, I'd say FC Barca is way better than any other team for Kira. Moving on, now we can head on to the what the hell is it called? The fucking obstacle race thingy? That hologram obstacle race thingy? It's gonna be a little different. Well, it's gonna be way different because Isagi is not gonna lag behind, nor is he not gonna get fucked by Kaiser. Pause. Early on. Because after extensive training, my boy Isagi's physical stats are like so huge. They're even better than Isagi's physical stats post PXG match. Yeah, it's not even like oh it's just a little bit better, it's like almost on the same level. No, nada. It's way, way, way better. Because having, Metavision at such an early age, he had to build up his physical stats like from an early age, of course. And on top of that, when he unlocked actual Metavision, not like he actually awakened proper Metavision instead of using it subconsciously, he now has even more of an understanding of Metavision, which drains out even more of his stamina, so he has been training his physical stats for more and more and more time. Therefore, His physicals are like way better than a lot of the blue lockers right now. I wouldn't say he's on like Baro, Aiku, Kunigami level, but I'd say he's not lagging behind. So yeah, moving on. It's gonna be number one on Kaiser, number two on Ness, number three we got Kunigami, number four we got Isagi, and then the moment Isagi takes, the shot towards the fucking bullseye or the board thingy, of course we all know Kaiser's gonna mess up a shot, but for some reason when he shot towards the ball, he was so confident it was gonna hit. But then the ball curves. It curved around and hit the bullseye perfectly, earning him his fourth spot. Kaiser's just sitting there, well, standing there, confused. He's like, "What? I thought it would hit. Did he realize that I was gonna mess up a shot? No, no, that's not. I see what you did there, Kaiser. I know who you are, and how arrogant you are, and how much of a good player you are. But I'll tell you this: get in my way again, and it won't end pretty for you." And while they're having this back and forth, Kaiser is insulting him, Isagi's insulting him back. Neither of them understand what the hell they're talking about because one guy is German, the other guy is Japanese. So yeah, funny little moment, and Noah comes in saying, "Yeah, well, it's no point in talking to each other or insulting each other when you can't even understand each other. So stop being childish, wear this, and meet me at the grounds." So Noah comes in, disrupts them, and gives them the fucking translation earbuds, and then they head onto the field. Noah explains everything, all the stats, and let's get on to Isagi's stats, of course. Isagi's rating is 89 with offensive S, defense B, speed B, dribbling B, shooting A, and passing B. Yeah, I made his stats a little bit lower than what you guys would expect, but there's a good reasoning for this. As I've already told you, in What If Isagi Never Lost His Ego, Isagi isn't all stats like the other guys. Isagi's stats doesn't matter in front of all these guys because it's not about how powerful you are, it's about how you use that power. Even if you have all S stats, you can be better than most. But what cuts you from the rest, what puts you a cut above the rest, it's how you use your power. It's not about what you use, it's about how you use it. Isagi's stats were never extraordinary. They were a cut above the average, definitely, but they weren't extraordinary. The likes of Kaiser, Rin, Ness even. But the way he uses his stats, the way he uses his powers, or like his strengths, because it's football, there's no powers other than Metavision and stuff. The way he uses his stats, the way he uses his abilities, his strengths, the way he exploits others, that's what puts him above the rest. Not because his stats are extraordinary, but how he uses his stats. So yeah, Isagi might not have the best stats, or might not have one of the best stats around, but he's definitely one of the best players around. So yeah, that little explanation out the way, we can now move on into the first match. Noah has set up training and then evaluations for Isagi and the others, and he has put Isagi in the starting lineup right next to, like, at the right of Kaiser, and Ness is on the left of Kaiser. Kunigami is also on the starting lineup, and only Isagi and Kunigami are on the lineup. First order of business, we now move on to FC Barca. Yeah, we're gonna get a little snippet of FC Barca. Kira comes in along with Bachira and Otoya and that one Buddha dude from the U20 match. They step into the field to see Lavinio being as goofy and chaotic as ever. He explains his little liberation tag, like his own ideal, his own way of football. And both Kira, Bachira, Otaya, and the monk dude all get inspired by it. They start working on it. Of course, Bachira has this butterfly dance. Kira has something else. Kira's own weapon, as his originality, is the more he gets pumped up, the more better he is. Say his stats are all B to A. The moment he gets that pump, it goes to S and to A. Exactly. He has that potential. He has that strength, but the way he needs to unlock that strength is what puts him different. if he just had his stats right from the start, he wouldn't, use them to the fullest extent. But when he has this crutch of amping up his stats whenever he feels amped, that's what makes him better. As I've said before, the usage of your strength is different from having and just utilizing it normally. It's about how you use it, not what you use. I know this sounds a little bit confusing, but I hope you guys understand. I am not the best at explaining stuff. So yeah, moving on. Kira has his own shit to do. He has been taking Lavino's teachings or his ideologies, and he's been implementing it into his own playstyle. He's trying to get amped up in every single situation, no matter how despaired it is, no matter how hopeless, no matter how joyous it is. He wants to do it. He wants to get amped up every single time. But that is impossible. So he works around it. He gains a new weapon, the B style. The B style is a really chaotic and offensive dribbling that can be switched into a defensive immediately, be it guarding the ball from other players or breaking through the defenses like a bee. While Barcha's float like a butterfly, our boy Kira is sting like a bee. Now we can move on into Bayern München versus FC Barca. The players all line up and they see each other, and Isagi's like, well, if it isn't Kira Diosuke. Been a while since we've seen each other, huh? And Kira says, yeah, likewise. Let's have a good match, yeah? And Isagi's like, you bet. And the match immediately begins, with Bayern München having the ball. Immediately, Kaiser and Ness work up the field, and Otoya comes in trying to block them, but Kaiser immediately spins around him, pass to Ness, Ness to Kaiser, Kaiser to Grim, Grim to Ness, and it's just a whole formation. FC Barca players are trying to catch them, but it's not possible. And Isagi's moving in tandem right next to them. Nobody has noticed him yet, except for Bachra. Bachra has been trailing him all this time, and the moment he slips up, that's when Bachra will strike. Immediately, Ness tries to pass towards Kaiser, but then Otoya comes in, steals the ball, passes up to Kira. Kira moves in, uses his new dribbling style, the bee sting dribbling. I still haven't come up with a proper name for it, but it's just, like Bachra's butterfly dance, but, bee form. Let's just call it bee sting. So he uses Bee Sting to immediately pass through the defenders, and the moment he gets past them, the ball immediately gets stolen. By who? By our GOAT, the immediate GOAT, Isagi Yoichi. The ball gets taken away from Kira. He passes it immediately to Kunigami. Kunigami rushes in. He passes it back to Isagi because he knows the other German players won't work with him. He's like, wow, really working it out, huh? Kunigami's like, fuck off. The only reason why I'm passing to you is because you're useful to me, unlike these other guys in the team. And Isagi's like, yeah, whatever you say, fucking fake cyborg. And Kunigami gets a little bit pissed at that. They rush up into the field. Kaiser immediately gets on Isagi's ass and tries to block him off the ball, but then he makes a backheel pass towards Kunigami, and then Kunigami instantly goes up. Ness tries to block him, but then Kunigami just shoots it right in the fucking net with his right foot, and Isagi's shocked. Like, well, would you look at that? Guess you're not just a one-trick pony now. And Kunigami's like, fuck off, Isagi. And Isagi's like, dude, at least say thanks for the assist. And everybody's just shocked at the raw power of Kunigami and the calculated plays of Isagi Yoichi. And Kaiser's surprised that Isagi was able to hold off Kaiser and, fend him off using his body. Because, as I've already stated before, Isagi's physical stats have been amped up to the, well, not to the max, but they've been amped up a whole lot. Like a whole lot. We now move on with FC Barca starting with the ball. They immediately go in. Kira dribbles through the defenses, passes to Batra. Batra does his butterfly dance. He passes it to Otoya. Otoya to Kira. Kira to the Monk Dude. Monk 2 to immediate cross to Batra. Batra immediately breaks through the defense, and then the moment Isagi comes in, he passes it to Kira. Kira immediately socks the ball into the goal with an amazing shot. And yeah, Isagi's impressed. The teamwork between these four players and FC Barca is unparalleled. Because, FC Barca is not absolute stuck up pricks like the Bayern Munchen players. They actually work with the Japanese ones and their own. We can now move on to the start of the ball with Bayern Munchen. Bayern Munchen immediately shoots up into the offense, leaving only a couple defenders behind. And Kaiser immediately goes crazy. He starts dribbling, passing to Ness. And the moment he breaks through the defense, the monk dude and Othea could not defeat or stop Kaiser. He immediately plants his foot on the ball and strikes it into the back of the net. It's 2-1 right now. Immediately Lavinio's like, shit, gotta do something. So Lavinio comes in along with Noel Noah. They duke it out, and now Isagi, as per canon, does not do the same mistake he did by butting into it. It's actually Kunigami who does the same thing. Kunigami butts in, Noah Noah gets distracted. Lavinio, of course, takes advantage of it and slips through both Noah Noah and Kunigami. But there's something different. Someone who's going to change this. That is my goat, Isagi Yoichi. The moment Lavinio slipped up, he immediately tackled Lavinio and got the ball, passed it over to one of the German players, and he immediately went to help Noel Noah. It's like, I got you, master. Don't worry. Kunigami, get your head in the game. And Kunigami is just cursing out everybody and himself. And with the ball recovered, the Bayern Munchen goes on the offensive along with Noel Noah. Noel Noah is staying on the sidelines a little bit, trying to gauge Lavinio, so that Lavinio doesn't do any shady stuff. Barcha and Otoya and the monk dude are trying to recover, and Kira's the only one who's catching up with Isagi. Barcha is still lagging behind a little bit, and Kira keeping my boy Isagi in check. Kaiser's free. The moment Kaiser thinks he is, that's when Otoya comes in, slips through the shadows, immediately gets him, and then the ball is almost out of bounds. But the person who picks it is Kunigami himself. Kunigami dribbles, but then suddenly Lavinio comes in along with Noel Noah. So in that clash, immediately Kunigami passes it to Noel Noah. Noel Noah back to one of the German players. German players to Noel Noah, and then immediately Kaiser's in one of the best positions to score, and Noel Noah passes towards not Kaiser. What the hell? Where is it going? And Kaiser's confused. He's like, what? I thought the ball was coming towards me. Where the? No, Yoichi! And then after he screams Isagi's name, Isagi immediately positions himself in the best spot available, better than Kaiser's, immediately into the goal. That's 3-1. One for Kunigami, one for Kaiser, and one for Isagi Yoichi. Absolutely crazy. So cool, I know. That's gonna be the end of Bayern Munchen and FC Barca. And that's gonna be the end of this video as well. Yeah, I know. I thought I was gonna do the entirety of the NEL in one video. But no, I'm gonna pump out in contents because of this fucking corruption thingy. I'm trying to work my way around it. I really have high hopes for this one save file because I tried it before and it didn't get corrupted, so I don't want to risk anything by doing too much. So yeah, until I fix this, I cannot make long form content. Maybe if I finish all the parts, I can put it out as a sort of movie. I can just compile all of them together into one big movie. This is going to be the end of part 2 to What If Isagi achieved Metavision early. And I'm sorry it's in parts, but until I figure it out, there's gonna be no more long form content until I fix this, or I can just push out new stuff, but that new stuff is gonna be old stuff. Enough of my yapping. I have nothing else to say other than peace.